All right, so kiddos, last time we said that we would finish going over the quiz. And as I recall, we left off with problem number 7.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at problem number 7. Let me see here. All right, yeah, it's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me. Okay, so, let me grab my stuff here. What? Ah, I know what I did. Oh, okay. Okay, so we were looking at problem number 7. And problem number 7 looked like this. So number 7 looked like this. 17.28 divided by 1.32 minus 0.24 times 0.6. Now, I had a discussion with Sam at the end of class last time that explained to me how some of you could come up with 9.6 as an answer. Okay? Now, if that's you, I know that was certainly Sam. Maybe somebody out there also. If that is you, I will accept that as a reasonable answer. Now, let me give you the reason why. Okay, and Sam, please help me because you thought about it in this way, not me. But first and foremost, I'm using the calculator so we can speed up a little bit. But first of all, I have to do what's inside of the parentheses, please. Okay. This has this value. Okay. This means this. Now, please excuse my. When we multiply this times 0.6, we get 0.648. Yes. Right. Okay. Now, how would someone like Sam get this answer? Well, Sam, and correct me if I'm wrong, but Sam took this number and estimated it to 0.6. Is that what you said? Good. Thanks, Sam. So now, in the directions, I said nothing about estimating any part of this problem. I said nothing about estimating it. Nothing. But if you do, well, then 17.28 divided by that equals that. So, once again, if your answer was 9.6, it's probably because you rounded this to this. And then you divided this by this, which gave you that. That was number 7. Any questions? Now, the answer that I came up with, because I did not round, the answer, so when we don't round, the answer, which I gave to you last time, what was it? Do you remember?
26.6 or 26.67.
Let me do it right now. Let me do it right now. 0.648. So if I take 17.28 and divide it by 0.648. Yeah. Oh, I left it right there. Ha! Ha! So these are the two possible answers that I will take for this quiz, for this this quiz, for this question. Guys, are there any questions? Sam?
If you got 9.6 and then you have me, will I still get to flex if I get the other questions right?
Well, everything needs to be correct. Gentlemen and lady, what's going on? Okay, and so Will, that requires you to. Were you? Let's be real. Were you trying to help? Thank you. That's very kind of you. Appreciate that. Have we solved the problem? What's the problem? Okay, can you pick it up? Okay, can you find another pencil? Okay, and we can find it later. Yes. Okay. Other questions? Comments? Okay. Number 8. Number 8. Let's take a look here. Let me bring this. The answer to number 8 is 2.5 hours. Who got that? By a show of hands.
What was it again?
2.5 hours.
Oh, I got that.
You did.
I actually put hours.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm so glad that somebody got that one. That's fantastic.
I'm so
But not everybody did. So let's look at it. Let's look at it. Not everybody did, and that's okay. We try to find our mistakes. Okay. So, for problem number 8. For problem number 8, Amanda traveled 2.72 miles per hour. But what we want to find out is how long it took her to travel 6.8 miles. What do I have to multiply 2.72 by to get 6.8? This multiplied times this equals this. Let me write it like this. 2.72 times blank equals 6.8. How do I figure out what this factor is? Cam? Divide what?
2.72 and 6.8.
Divide this. This is my dividend. Divided by my divisor, which will give me my answer. Sam, why are you looking at me like I have a third eye? Sam,
I did it the other way around.
well, but that's okay. There's more than one way of doing
I
it.
got 4 because I put 2.72 into where 6.8 is, and then I divided it, and I got 4.
Sam, this is the sixth grade. Please pay attention here. This is the same kind of problem as that. This multiplied by something will give me this. This multiplied by something will give me this. It's the same kind of problem as 2 times what equals 4. Well, 4 divided by 2 equals, it's the same kind of problem. Except here we're dealing with decimals. And that's why, and I think some of you are looking at that and flipping, that's what we've been doing them for several days. So let's do it. So, already, you should say, I don't want to deal with that. 1, 2, 1, 2. Go straight up here, there. That means there's 0 there. This is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, tenths, hundredths. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Now that we've moved the decimal point, I now have a whole number as my divisor. $272 goes into 680 how many times? Twice. 2 times 272 is what? We can do it right there. 4, 14, 4, 544. What's the difference? 8, 7, this is 6, this is 3, this is 1. This does not go into this, but of course there's a 0 in the tenths, which comes down, and voila. This goes into this how many times? 5. How can I be sure? Sam?
You gotta multiply 272 by 2.5.
Okay, let's do it. 35, 36, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, 14, 4, and 5. 0, 10, 7, 8, 68, 1, 1, 680, 680. Must be true.
It has to be.
So this is 2.5. So we're waiting for lizards. Okay, let's do that again then. Let's do that again. 272, I'll write it here, times 2.5. 10, 35, 36, 10, 11, 12, 13, 0, 4, 14, 4, 5, 0, 10, 7, 8, 6, 680. Okay. Geckos, lizards. This is fine. Okay. So hang on. Well, okay. We can take a question now. Yeah.
Okay, this is not, it's gonna be like from the from the numbers, cause I put the decimal, like I did it wrong, and I still got the same answer. Like, I didn't do all of that. I did it differently.
Well, that's okay if you did it differently, because if you did it differently and you realized that the way to change 2.72 miles into 6.8 miles was by multiplying this times that,
Yeah, that's what I did.
then then that suggests to me there's another way of doing it, which is fine, as long as you got here. Now, here's the thing. If I'm multiplying my number of miles times 2.5, I have to multiply my number of hours times 2.5. Because, guys, this is a relationship between distance and time. Miles per hour. If I'm changing my miles from this to this by multiplying this times that, I have to multiply this by this, which gives me 2.5
Yeah, but when
hours. This is my answer. That is the number that I'm looking for.
But when I wrote it down, I noticed I put like the dot like weirdly, and then I saw it, and I got so like my decimals like I got the same answer. It's just like my decimal. I didn't put it great. Like a little dot.
Well, how about you show me this after class? Because I can't quite picture what you are saying to me. Okay, but so that was number 8, guys. Not an easy problem. But 3 of you got it. 4 of you got it, which is very, very impressive. If you didn't get it, please try to find your mistake. Please take the notes. And of course, please ask questions if you don't get it.
I think I worded it better. My decimal's not seeable, but I got the same answer. I just didn't.
I think that's easier for me to follow, what you did or didn't do. You simply didn't draw the decimal point clearly enough, correct?
Yes.
That's so simple. Thank you. Yes.
If we mess up on one problem, will the extra credit problem help us in one?
Of course.
Also, we can still flex if we get all of them right plus the extra credit.
How does the flex work here?
Wait, so I got.
Flex, okay, flex is always, everything is correct. Everything has to be correct for the flex. If you miss one thing, forget it.
But what about the extra credit?
Everything. Everything. Everything is everything. In this case, everything is the regular problem and the extra credit. Everything. But, but then you could make an argument for, well, maybe I didn't get the extra credit, but I got all the quiz questions correct. Maybe there's something to be said for that argument. I'll sit on it. Okay, so, questions here, guys? Well, those of you who should have questions, or who may have questions, do you have questions about how we figured this out? Guys, something I want to remind you all of. I think I need to remind some of you of this. I know, I have evidence. I know that some people in class sometimes get shy about asking questions. But what I think you have to remind yourselves of is that this is the time that we have together. Would you agree?
No.
For math. This is the time we have together for math. You agree? Do we have any other time of the day for math? No. So if you have questions about math, and this is our only time for math, then doesn't it make sense to ask me those questions about math during math? Does that make sense? Because if you save your questions, well, when will you save them for?
For tomorrow.
But tomorrow we have a new lesson. And we have a new lesson the next day and the next. So what I'm saying is that, guys, the time to ask questions is here. It's now. There's no better time. There is no better time than here, than now. Because if you wait until tomorrow, there's gonna be a lesson tomorrow. So, please, do yourselves a favor and ask questions if you need to ask questions. Okay? Now, the final thing I want to say is that if we ever, and I've said this to my other classes, if we ever need to meet one-on-one because maybe you're just so, maybe you're paralyzed by how nervous you get when it's time to ask questions, well then we may need to come up with another solution. Like maybe I need to get with your teachers for another class and ask them if they would allow you to meet with me during one of my periods, my planning periods, to help you. Maybe, and that we could do that maybe once a week, not every day. But I gotta eat, I gotta plan something. It's not like I'm not doing anything. But if anybody here feels like they need some one-on-one instruction, maybe approach me with that possibility, and we can explore to see whether or not that is doable. But outside of that, what do you got? Here and now. So we have to do the most we can with that. Number 9. The answer is 17.8. By a show of hands, who got that one?
Me.
You got it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Who did not get it? By a show of hands. Okay, thank you for being honest.
I got 3 hours.
Okay, no. Not 3 hours. Let's see, let's check it out. Okay, so number 9 is actually the reverse of number 8. In number 8, we have to multiply to get our, leave it alone. It's not gonna do anything. For number 8, we have to multiply to find our answer. For number 9, we have to divide. We had 62.3 miles hiked in 3.5 hours. But we're trying to figure out how much the distance hiked per hour. How do we do that? Well, 3.5, when we divide it by 3.5, we get 1. Whatever we do to one part of this relationship, we have to do to the other. And so when I divide 62.3 by 3.5, I need to get rid of this decimal. Move it. Up, 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 up. There. So this is my ones, tens, hundreds. This is, of course, my tenths here. And now once I've moved that, then I'm looking at 35 here and 623 there. This does not go into that. This goes into that. How many times? 1 time. 110, right? So 1 times 35 is 35. And when I do the math, this is 7, this is 2. This 3 comes down. 7 goes into 35, or 35 goes into 273, 7 times I should say. Gives me 245. Then I do the subtraction. First of all, I have to borrow. This is 8, 2, and 0. There's a 0 in the tenths. It comes down. 35 goes into 280, 8 times. 8 times 35, 280. 17.8. How can I be sure? I take 17.8 and I multiply that times 35. Let's do that. 40, 35, 39, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 times 8, 24, 21, 22, 23, 3, 4, 5. Add them together. 0, 13, 11, 12, 1, 1. 623, 623. So, this person in this problem, what's their name? Chad. Hikes, bikes, what is he doing? Cycles, bikes, 17.8 miles per hour. So we had to divide our total number of hours by itself to find out what happens per hour. If we divide this by this, we have to do the same to the other part of this relationship, which we did, and we found that after checking our answer, we found that he was able to bike 17.8 miles per hour. So for those of you who got it, fantastic. Well done.
Yay.
Well done. That was number 9. Number 10 was extra credit, I said. And let's see.
And the happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So number 10, the question is explain how dividing by a decimal is different from dividing by a whole number and how it is similar. Okay, so when you divide by a decimal, you first multiply the dividend and the divisor by the same power of 10. Come on, guys. We just did it, but we just did it. When we take 62.3 and divide it by 3.5, when we're dividing decimals, we have to multiply both the dividend and divisor by the same power of 10. What power of 10 is that? What does that get me? Moving the decimal. Guys, we've been moving the decimal pretty loosey-goosey, but the reason why we move the decimal is because we're having to multiply both divisor and dividend by some power of 10. That's why. So, in other words, 3.5 becomes 35 because I have multiplied 3.5 times 10. And whatever I do to one, I have to do to the other. So 62.3 times 10 is 623. So, again, 6th grade. When I am dividing decimals, when I'm dividing a decimal by a decimal, I have to multiply the divisor, the dividend and the divisor by some power of 10. But when I'm doing whole numbers, when I'm dividing a whole number by a whole number, do I have to multiply either one of those by a power of 10? No, that's why they're different. That's why dividing by decimals and dividing by whole numbers is different. when I'm dividing by decimals, I have to multiply divisor and dividend and divisor by some power of 10. I don't have to do that here. Guys, is this Mongolian or are you following me today? Do you see the difference? Do you see? So that is how they are different. How are they the same? Well, once I multiply dividend and divisor by some power of 10, what do I have left? I have whole numbers. And I can then divide as I would whole numbers. That's how they are similar. Not an easy one. Maybe it was for some of you. Did anybody get that one on the basis of what I just said? Did anybody get that one? Cam, you got that one? Fantastic.
I didn't.
Sam, you got that one too? Lovely. Lovely. And nobody else got it. It was extra credit, so that won't count against you if you got it wrong.
Oh, that one. Oh, the extra credit.
Yeah. Okay. So number.
Oh, wait,
I swear I'm on that Mongolian tip today. Page 59, number 10. We just went over, but that's extra credit.
I didn't talk about the power of 10, but I was trying to like say
I will see what you did. I will see what you did. I will see what you did. Okay. So guys, that was quiz number 4. That was quiz number 4. I will be grading, yes, it was. I will be grading that as soon as I can. We won't determine flex privileges until I grade them. Okay? So hold on the flex until I grade them. I'm hoping somebody, one of you at least, will be able to come up here and give us the showdown that we also love to see. Now, for now, let's shift gears. Let's shift gears. We need to get into midterm prep phase. Midterm prep mode, I should say. Okay? What is our midterm? Well, I will answer that. You don't know, so I'll tell you. Our midterm will be going back, and I've said this before, so I'm reminding you. Our midterm, guys, will include everything we have done from the beginning of the year until now. That's not to scare you, because it's not that hard. Okay? But we need to go back to the beginning of the year and include in this test everything that we have covered. Now, I'm not just going to throw you to the wolves and hope that you escape. We're going to practice. We're going to review. We're going to review. And so, what does that look like, Dr. Fontaine? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Our review, y'all, starts on page 61. Everybody turn to your book. Everybody turn to page 61 in your books, please. Yes. Listen. Chill. So, here, I'll take questions in a moment. I'm not finished yet. When I am, I'll let y'all know. Okay? So,
It's 12:25.
12:25.
7 more minutes.
2 more minutes would be it.
More like 2. Okay. So, but that's okay. That's enough time. So our midterm review will have several parts. Now, the whole thing will be from pages 61 through 66. But we're going to break that up into parts. We're going to break that up into parts. For homework. Okay. So homework tonight. You will do pages 61 through 62. Problems number 1 through 5. It's not a lot. Johannes, hush. Okay? That is not a lot. That is totally doable. 6th grade. In short, this is an easy 100 or an easy 0.
Oh, no.
Depending on whether or not you do it. So do this. It's part of our midterm review. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes. We will go over this tomorrow. And then what are you going to have after that? More review problems. Until we do what? Until we get through the review. Yes? Yes. Questions?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
What about the Happy Thanksgiving extra credit?
I will look at it if you submitted it. If not, then I won't. Simple as that.
I sent mine through mail.
Thank you, sir.
What?
Sir.
So this is homework?
No, it's it
It's on the floor.
Oh.
Oh my lord. Someone's cardboard.
Housework.
You guys have a talent for making simple things difficult.
No, Monday.
That's, so I'm posting that right now. Thank you.